Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some Mountain Blade II Bannerlord. Today we're going to be diving in and taking an exclusive look at the new amazing custom map for the Game of Thrones Trial of the Seven mod. I will obviously link in the description to the Nexus page where you can download this mod. The map itself, the campaign map of Westeros, isn't actually out yet for everybody, but the modder did tell me that it is planned to have this map out for you guys in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So obviously make sure you join their Discord, again link to that down below in the description, and then that way you can see it as soon as it does go live. So what we're going to do today is just dive in, take a good look at the entirety of the map, see what it has to offer, and obviously explore all the little details around it. And as I said, this is probably one of the only or soon to be released campaign maps we have, if the first custom released campaign map, because obviously you have a lot of mods like, you know, Kingdom of Ardor, the Old World, the Japanese mod. There's like a ton of other them in development, but none of them will be out, you know, until they feel like it's ready and the overall mod is ready to come out. Whereas, you know, we get very lucky with the Trials of the Seven mod, you know, the Game of Thrones modification. We actually do get to kind of see the development unfold, and we can play it and mess around with it as it is. So right now we are down here in the desert. Now do keep in mind that this map is still very much a work in progress. There is going to be, you know, movement with the settlements. There's going to be additions being added to the map, whether it's kind of like dirt roads or forests or hills. You know, all that detail stuff will be getting added in later on down the line, along with, you know, just, you know, kind of differences. Like if you take a look at Sunspear down here, you can see there's a little bit of kind of, you know, this stuff that just hasn't been kind of ironed out yet, and that's why the map isn't being released yet. You know, it's still going to be a couple more weeks as they beta test it and mess around with it. But yeah, if you take a look at the overall map, you will tell that it is absolutely humongous. It is really, really large, and it is actually 7.5 times larger than the vanilla map of Calradia, whereas obviously that does include probably water as well, but even still, like, you know, this map is truly massive, and it will give you a really exciting campaign, and I'm just so happy to kind of see this. As you can see, not all of Essos is anywhere near done quite yet. We've kind of got the kind of, you know, markings out of Essos, but it hasn't really been touched too much. So let's take a look at the map itself. So down here in Dawn, obviously, actually we'll start up in the north, because the north does look amazing, and I know a lot of people do care about that. So if we zoom down right now, we can go all the way to, I mean, look how good that looks. That looks so good. We go down here, you can see the wall in all its glory, covering the northern parts of the map. We currently don't have any kind of like settlements across on beyond the wall, but again, that's something that will be added in later on down the line. Then as we push our way south, and I love kind of just going at this angle because the fog that's just roaming around looks really good. So over here we have the Dreadfort right now, the House of the Boltons, and I believe this was actually one of the artists obviously have been credited for these models, but these were taken from one of the I think it's one of the Game of Thrones mobile games. The artist said that the modder could use them, which is really cool, so he's managed to implement them in, and they look really nice seeing them kind of scattered throughout. Then over here obviously we do have Winterfell, we have Godswood, and again, you know, Winterfell obviously looking really good there as well, as we do just kind of like just scatter around it. You guys can see it in all its glory. Again, looking very nice. You obviously have several other northern houses over here. You got like kind of Borrostown and the Dustins, along with you know, a ton of other. You know, the north is going to be scattered with different houses, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that all does pan out. We obviously also have the King's Road here. Over here, White Harbor. Unfortunately, no custom building for White Harbor. I always love that. It's always such a nice you know, kind of settlement, I guess. Then down here in the south, we do have the Twins, and obviously the famous bridge that the Northmen need to cross. Unfortunately, the Iron Islands aren't quite in yet, but again, along with, you know, Essos and stuff beyond the wall, that will be something that will be added in, you know, fairly soon. So as we go down south, obviously we do have River Run as well in the marshes. Again, the settlement looking really good. Can't praise that enough. Yeah, really nice stuff. Over, if we take a nice little detour into the Vale, we have the Bloody Gate here guarding the mountain passes of the Vale. The Eyrie atop this huge mountain. And again, you can move your way up here and actually, you know, go into the settlement. I believe all the settlements have their meshing done. So, you know, if I was to click on the Eyrie, I would, you know, travel up this place, and I would, you know, go to the Eyrie. I wouldn't just kind of go to the side of it or something. And that's apparently been doing quite a bit of work. We also have the Sistertons in the kind of the fingers up here to the north, as well as all the other houses. And again, more of this stuff as I keep on saying, but I just need to, some people don't get the first time I say it. A lot of this stuff, will be fleshed out, more detail will be added, and kind of, built upon as the map gets more. This is like really just the first kind of version of the map we have. Obviously, Runestone over there, the Red Fort. Yeah, so the Vale's going to be a hard one to break. There's going to be plenty of castles scattered throughout of it, and you're going to have to really push your way through it. And you're kind of stuck in a lot of choke points and other positions that are going to be difficult to break through. We have Harrenhal over here, situated in the north. We go further down, through the Maiden's Pool and then into the Crown Lands. As you can see, we do have King's Landing, looking absolutely spectacular. Really, really nice stuff. Yeah, you can see King's Landing right there. Over to the right of it, we do obviously have Dragonstone as well, which you can see kind of in the mist. The water has almost been heated up by the dragons indeed. So yeah, then we have obviously King's Landing. Over to the left, obviously into the Crown Lands. Not Crown Lands, sorry. Into the Westerlands. We do have Castle Rock. Again, looking amazing. And it's going to make a really interesting campaign, I think, when the modder does add in the Iron Islands. Because then you can have the Iron Islands kind of just constantly raiding Castle Rock. And there's going to be a form of naval travel in this game as well. It'll be interesting to see exactly what they do decide to do with when it comes to naval travel. Because there's several ways. Britwater have actually custom movable ships which you fight over. And then over on, say, a mod like, what's it called? Carillion Expanded Kingdoms, that mod just has like these little boat travel passes where you just kind of, follow this direct path and it puts you in a boat and there's no combat available. So that's going to be interesting indeed. Then as we go further down south, obviously we have the Reach and Highgarden situated right here. Kind of obviously surrounded, fairly north, got rivers moving through. And again, as I keep on saying, that stuff will be added in as well. Seeing more rivers kind of scattered throughout here, more roads, kind of dirt roads, and just like, more architecture, I think is going to really bring this mod alive. So obviously, yeah, we have Highgarden right there. We have the Horn Hills, and then obviously down in the south, we have Old Town and the Arbor over there in the south as well. So you can see Hightower right there. Obviously, we have Starfall in all the other houses, and, in the south, we obviously have Sunspear. And then finally, Storm's End, situated all the way over there. And then you got all the other houses as well. So yeah, as you can see, Westeros is looking great. I love this for a first installment. I cannot wait to see future updates. And it's really amazing to see that. Over in Essos, and as I said, Essos isn't exactly anywhere near done yet. It's still very much a work in progress. As you can see, Bravos right there. It'll be great to see kind of when they do get like the Colossus stuck in there as well. That'll be good. As we go further down south, we obviously do have actually, is this, yeah, House Targaryen? This is, yeah, the guy comes over in the later books. Oh god, we're all the way over here in Winterfell as well. And then as you go further down, you got Korth and Pentos. And, I think you do have a bit of Slaver's Bay added in as well, which is really cool. Yeah, the Blackfires, that's who I was thinking of as well. The Blackfires, ready to move. I don't know why it keeps on bringing me back to Winterfell. It just knows. Yeah, so I guess that's going to be the map. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. You can also see the detail here. So, like, just imagine when we do have, like, roads and, dirt roads and paths and, lakes and ponds and all that lovely other stuff in. The grass looks really good. Obviously, we have a King's Road here as well. And if we go over here, you can see we go like into the gate. We are now in King's Landing. As well as that, if you're interested in playing this mod, there are currently custom units in them. A lot of them are still very much a work in progress. I think, one of a lot of the factions do have very much a playable roster. I think Dawn are the only ones who maybe struggle. I haven't played this mod in a little while, but I think the Dornish don't have the most custom units. But again, the mod is a work in progress. Oh, we can actually go into King's Landing. That's funny. And if we do that, yeah. So all that stuff is still kind of very much a work in progress. But but the forces do get pretty large, and the assets has just been getting better and better as well, which has been great to see. This mod has still been kind of came out very close after we got mod tools, and it's been great to see them getting more and more stuff. Again, if we go over to some of the Andals as well, you can see their type of soldiers right there. For example, if we were to go all the way down to like the Bolton Men at Arms, you can see them looking pretty solid as well. And there are definitely worth a ton of custom units, and I really think as well that this mod, I would definitely recommend kind of messing around with this mod when this map does come out. now that we have a custom map, now that we have a lot more units in, you can see the Lannister soldiers right there as well, looking really good. All the different types of cavalry, the men-at-arms, the Lannister halberds, you got House Guard, and other stuff like that. The Lannister mountains of men, that's pretty cool as well, custom helmets and stuff. And the Knights of Castle Rock looking absolutely amazing. So yeah, I definitely think you can have a really exciting campaign now that all that stuff is added in, and things are only going to get better and better. So yeah, as well as that, so at the moment, as I said, there is no travel in the across waters at the moment. That is something that, you know, will be getting added in later on. I think they're actually currently working on the code, so it might be out for release. But if we head our way over here, you'll be able to see that at the moment it's set up with just these 2 land bridges, but eventually that'll either be the Calradia Expanded Kingdoms kind of boat system, where you kind of just go across as if it's a land bridge, but it's disguised and you're like kind of on a boat, or they might be adding in their own kind of custom setup as well, where you do just simply, you know, kind of just, you know, mount up a boat and then go across, which will be very interesting. So right now you can go over to Essos if you want to. Again, Essos is very much, I guess, a lot less developed than Westeros will be. So you're not going to have as many custom units over there. You're not going to have as many, you know, custom buildings or quest lines or anything along them lines. A lot of that is still very much based in Westeros as we speak. But it's just kind of a nice way to get yourself across there. If you do want to go, you know, for example, fight for the Blackfires, or, you know, fight for House Targaryen, or so on and so on. You obviously got Viserys here. Daenerys will be right here as well. So you got Daenerys. Unfortunately, does not quite have her dragon, but she is ready to, mount the world and come ready to invade. I mean, if only the land bridges were like this when the Dothraki were around, they'd be much quicker to get across than getting onto boats, which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be our first look at the campaign map. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Obviously, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because, you know, I will always be giving you guys these updates when this mod comes out. I'll take another look at it and the map in its final state. Obviously, make sure you go ahead and join the mod's Discord, because that way you'll also find out whenever the mod does go live. So I'll link that down below in the description. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next video, whether it is maybe a mini let's play on this campaign. We could maybe try and use the freelancer mod and join up, you know, with Eddard before he gets executed, and march down south to defeat the enemy. That could be really fun, actually, using that freelancer mod with this. We'll obviously have to see. And again, also quickly, actually, I guess quickly before we do end as well, you guys probably want to see some of the Stark infantry as well. So by just foaming, there's so many different factions and cultures right now that does get a little bit overwhelming. So that's just the Stark. Are they the soldiers? Yeah, soldiers, please. And then the Starks. However, they could be, I think actually maybe the Starks are relying on, yeah, so you got, no, these aren't the units. So they must be under like the Andals or something, I wonder. Yeah, it must be under like more of these units or something. They're not, but they'll probably be around there somewhere. It's fine. It doesn't matter too much. So yeah, cool. Make sure to go ahead and drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.